Hello everybody, Terry back again with another video, and today's video guys is going to be about Rafael Nadal and Roger Federer. Who is the better tennis player from these two? Yeah guys, this is a very interesting topic, this is a very interesting question I got yesterday when I did my video about Novak Djokovic, where Novak Djokovic broke that unbelievable record as world number one with 311 weeks. And for me it's easier to do a video and answer this question than typing this on as an answer with my fingers, because it is just a complicated, not complicated, but it is just a more easy for me to express, because it's a lot of things to say here. If you look at the numbers, the head-to-head, they have faced each other 40 times. The head-to-head, Rafa leads 24-16. And if you look head-to-head on the hardcourt meetings, Roger Federer is leading this slightly 11-9. If you look at the head-to-head on grass, Roger is leading 3-1. All meetings they have faced in Wimbledon, and Roger is leading there 3-1 on grass. If you look indoor meetings, Roger is leading there 5-1. So where does Rafael Nadal has the upper hand here when it comes to different surfaces? Hardcourt, grass, indoors, clay. Of course, it is on clay. Rafael Nadal's beloved surface. Rafael Nadal, who is the unbelievable, the undisputed GOAT when it comes to clay court tennis. He's the greatest clay court player of all time, without any shadow of a doubt. And I don't want to say I read sometimes in different social medias. Björn Borg, he has 6 French Opens. If he should keep on playing tennis, he should have won more than 10 French Opens. Don't start with that. Don't try with that nonsense with me, because if Björn Borg felt that he could win more titles, if Björn Borg felt that he just could had more motivation and just keep on playing tennis, why didn't he keep on playing tennis? And he retired as 26 years old. So don't come up with me with that kind of nonsense, because I don't buy that kind of nonsense. He won 6 French Open titles, Björn Borg, and period. What he could do if doesn't exist in sport. And by the way, if doesn't exist in life as in general. So don't just take out that if word, please, guys. So Rafael Nadal is the undisputed clay court monster, clay court terminator, clay court predator. He is the greatest clay court player of all time, and that's why it is not any surprise whatsoever that he leads Roger Federer on the head-to-head when it comes to on clay, 14-2. So Rafa has Roger's number when it comes to different surfaces, only on clay, not on hard courts, even though it is pretty even on hard courts, like I said, 11-9 to Roger, not on grass, not indoors, only on clay. So if you look at these numbers, and Rafa, of course, obviously is leading the head-to-head 24-16, but 16 of these meetings, they have been on clay, guys. So this head-to-head can be a little misleading. Yeah, I know clay court. Clay is also part of tennis. We cannot deny that. So all credit to Rafael Nadal. He deserved that head-to-head over Roger Federer. But we cannot just look blindly only on those head-to-head 24-16. We have to look the big picture here. Rafa leads Roger Federer. He has a superior lead on clay, 14-2. But Rafa doesn't lead the head-to-head against Roger on hard court. He doesn't lead the head-to-head against Roger on grass. He doesn't lead the head-to-head against Roger indoors. So, and if you look at Rafa's all title won, Rafa has won 86 titles. Roger has won 103 titles at the current moment. Rafa has won 60 titles on clay, my friends. That is, and so he has won 26 titles outside clay, Rafael Nadal, with these great numbers. I'm not one of them who says Rafael Nadal is a clay doll, clay bully, just a clay player. No, that is not, I have never expressed that kind of words. I know Rafa is a great all-court player, but Rafa is not a superior all-court player. He is not. Don't come up with me and say Rafael Nadal is superior on hard courts. Rafael Nadal is superior on grass. Rafael Nadal is superior indoors, because if Rafa was superior indoors, he would have won that ATP Tour finals in London. He has never won it. He has played 2 finals and lost both of those 2 finals. Never won it. So, but he is absolutely great on hard court. Yeah, he is, because he has won 5 Grand Slams on hard courts, 14 US Open, 1 in Australian Open. So that is great numbers. He is great on grass as well. He has won 2 Wimbledon. That is not bad, my tennis fans all around the world. Winning Wimbledon only once is hard enough. Winning 2 is tremendous good. So he's not bad. He's great on grass as well. And indoors, I will not say great. No, indoors is his worst surface, I should say. So he's not great indoors. I should say he's good indoors. That I can say, not more. I would not say Rafael Nadal is better than good indoors. But hard courts and on grass, he's great. But he's not superior. Forget that word. Rafa is not superior on hard court. Rafa is not superior on grass. And Rafa is for sure not superior indoors. Rafa is superior on clay. The numbers are not lying. So when you look at these numbers, and when you look, Federer's won titles, 103. He has won titles in majority of his titles. They are more spread out. Hard courts, grass, indoors. They are more spread. He has spread out his titles. Rafael Nadal, he has won majority of his titles on clay because it is his best surface. He is born to be the greatest tennis player of all time on clay. His game style suits perfectly on clay. So it is not any surprise why he's so bloody good on clay. So over 60%. His titles he has won on clay. 60 titles he has won on clay. 26 titles outside clay. So when you look at all these numbers, you cannot say Rafael Nadal is a better tennis player than Roger Federer. But I take all statistics on this big picture, guys. I don't look only on the numbers. But you can. Some of you can say, but Rafael Nadal defeated Roger Federer on his best surface 2 times in big events. I'm talking on slams now, right? All right, not Masters, not 500 tournament. Let's focus on slams. And yeah, that's true. Somebody can come up with that argument. Rafael Nadal has defeated Roger Federer in Wimbledon 2008. He took down the defending 5-time defending champion who was going for his 6th straight Wimbledon title back in 2008 in 5 sets in an epic battle. And he took him down, guys. We cannot deny that. Rafael Nadal, he took Roger Federer down in that 2008 Wimbledon final. And then just 7-8 months later, he did it in the beginning of 2009 in Australian Open in 5 sets there as well. So Rafa should have huge credit for that. That is a huge achievement. Why? Because Rafa fans, Rafa himself, if you ask him, he can say, yeah, I took down Roger Federer on his best surface in big events like Wimbledon once and like Australian Open once. And Rafa can say the same for Novak Djokovic. To be quite honest, I took him down 2 times in US Open, 2010 and 2011. I'm sorry, not 11. 2010 and 2013, both times in US Open finals, I took him down. Rafa can say. And Rafa also has defeated Novak Djokovic once at Wimbledon on grass, but it was before Novak had that huge breakthrough in 2011. But that counts as well. We cannot deny he has defeated Novak Djokovic on grass once as well at Wimbledon. Rafa Nadal. So, and Roger Federer, he cannot say the same. He has never touched Rafael Nadal at French Open. 6 meetings, 6 love to Rafael Nadal at French Open. Roger Federer has not even taken Rafael Nadal to 5 sets at French Open. Roger Federer has lost against Rafael Nadal at French Open. Always 4 sets or 3 sets. So, Rafa fans, Rafa himself can have this argument. So yeah, I can understand that argument. I'm not closing the door for that kind of arguments. I have my doors open. I'm not a stubborn guy. But it is too many things that are on Federer's side. It is too many things. Like Federer has won the ATP 2 finals in London many times. I believe 6 times, if I'm mistaken. Federer has won the ATP 2 finals in London 6 times. Rafa Nadal has never won it. Then you have also a one big argument that goes to Roger Federer's side. Roger Federer has been world number one 310 weeks. Rafael Nadal has been world number one 209 weeks. So Roger Federer has been more world number one in weeks with 101 week more times than Rafael Nadal. That is also a huge achievement that is on Federer's side, which makes him a better tennis player than Rafael Nadal. But some of you can say, but Rafael Nadal has the Olympic gold in singles, which Roger Federer never had. He has never won. And he will probably never win either. I don't think Roger Federer will ever win the Olympic gold in singles, because we know that he has won in doubles. So, this is really a taste thing. Who is the better tennis player? Rafa has some great numbers on his side. Federer has some great numbers on his side. But if you do the math correctly, if you calculate everything together, when you take all chips down, when it's all said and done, you cannot say in the end of the day that Rafael Nadal is a better tennis player than Roger Federer. It is. Even though I believe Rafael Nadal will end with more majors than Roger Federer, but he will still win the majority of his majors at French Open. He will do that. Rafael Nadal has not won Australian Open 6 times like Roger Federer has done. Rafael Nadal has not won Wimbledon 8 times like Roger Federer has done. Rafael Nadal has not won US Open 5 times like Roger Federer has done, even though Rafael Nadal is very close to winning US Open 5 times. He has won it 4 times. But I don't think that Rafa has one more left US Open title in him and equaling Federer with 5 US Open titles. I don't think so, but you never know. So, if you look at the big titles here, which are the biggest titles in tennis? We all know that it is Grand Slams. Federer has won Wimbledon more times than Rafael Nadal. Federer has won Australian Open more times than Rafael Nadal. Federer has won US Open more times than Rafael Nadal. The only Grand Slam that Rafael Nadal is much more superior than Roger Federer. Of course, it is French Open, because Rafael Nadal is the best clay court player of all time. So that is not any surprise there. And some of you can say, but Rafael Nadal leads Federer at the Australian Open head-to-head 3-1. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Rafael Nadal leads Roger Federer at the Australian Open 3-1. Rafael Nadal leads Roger Federer at the French Open 6-love, 6-0. And the only head-to-head where Roger Federer is leading Rafael Nadal when it comes to slams, it is at Wimbledon 3-1. And US Open, they have never faced each other, like we all know. But in the end of the day, I just personally, and you know guys, I'm always honest, I can't recognize, I cannot admit, I cannot accomplish and say and give that edge to Rafael Nadal and say, you know what, Rafael Nadal is a better tennis player than Roger Federer. I just cannot do it. I just cannot do it, but because in the end of the day, the numbers that Roger Federer have are better than Rafael Nadal. The achievements that Roger Federer have are better than Rafael Nadal. Yeah, Rafael Nadal has more masters than Roger Federer, I know that, but the majority of those masters are on clay. And when it comes to winning all masters, none of these two have won all the masters. Roger Federer has not won Monte Carlo and Rome. He has never won these 2 masters. All the others, Roger Federer has won them. But Monte Carlo and Rome, he has never... no, 3. This is 3. Roger Federer has never won Rome, Monte Carlo. No, it is only 2. It is Monte Carlo and Rome. Yeah, those 2 master titles Roger Federer has never won. Madrid he has won. Rafael Nadal, it is 3 masters that he has never won. Paris Masters, Shanghai Masters, and Miami. So, you can look, it is a taste thing. I can understand if some of you say Rafael Nadal is a better tennis player than Roger Federer. He has had much harder competition than Roger Federer. That is also true. Rafael Nadal has faced a peak Roger Federer when Roger Federer was in his earlier age. Rafael Nadal has faced a peak Novak Djokovic. So Rafael Nadal has had a murderous competition, much harder than both Roger Federer and both Novak Djokovic. And I can understand that. I can actually agree with that. Roger Federer has had the easiest competition when it comes from these big 3 when we compare the opponents. It is definitely true. Djokovic has had a pretty hard competition as well, but Djokovic has not had the luxury, the pleasure to face a young peak Roger Federer like Novak Djokovic, like Rafael Nadal faced Roger Federer back in 2008 and 2009 Wimbledon and Australian Open, where Rafael Nadal took him down in those two finals, 2008 Wimbledon final and 2009 Australian Open final. So I can understand both arguments when Rafa fans are coming with arguments, if Rafa himself comes with arguments. But for me personally, if you ask me, I got the question for me. If someone asks me, who is the better tennis player from Roger Federer and Rafa Nadal, I will give my slight edge to Roger Federer. I really will do that because he just has won titles, more titles than Rafael Nadal. He has won titles in more different surfaces. He has more world number one as in the week. He has ended as world number one more times. I don't know if he has ended more times than I believe both Rafael Nadal and Roger Federer has ended as world number one, as year-end world number one 5 times each. So there it is even Steven there 5 times each. But he has been more times world number week than Rafael Nadal, 101 more weeks as world number one than Rafael Nadal, Roger Federer. 310 weeks for Roger Federer, 209 weeks for Rafael Nadal. He has won the ATP 2 finals in London 6 times. Rafael Nadal has never won it. His titles are more spread out in 3 different surfaces, even though I know Roger Federer has not so many titles on clay, but he has many titles on grass, many titles on hard court, many titles on indoors. That is not the case with Rafa Nadal. Rafa Nadal, majority of his titles are on clay, so that is a big argument for Roger Federer, that he's a better tennis player than Rafa Nadal. Yeah, Rafa Nadal leads the head-to-head 24-16, but 16 of those meetings has been on clay, and that is the only head-to-head meeting where Rafa Nadal is leading Roger Federer. It is on clay. He's not leading the head-to-head on hard court, not on grass, not on indoors, like I said in the beginning of my video. So when I compare all these numbers, when I compare all these statistics, when I do my calculate, I just cannot say Rafa Nadal is a better tennis player than Roger Federer. I'm sorry, Rafa fans. I'm sorry, Rafa. I just have to be honest. For me, Roger Federer is slightly the better player than Rafa Nadal. That is for me. Even though that Rafa Nadal will end with more majors than Roger Federer because he has that French Open. He's so bloody good on clay. He's more or less invincible when it comes on clay, especially in 5 sets. But in the end of the day, for me, I just can't say Rafa Nadal is a better tennis player than Roger Federer because the majority of Rafa's superior numbers, they come on clay, guys. They really do. I'm not saying he's only good on clay. I'm not saying he should only be admitted and recognized as a clay court machine only, because no, he has done great things on other surfaces as well, like the numbers are saying. But the majority of his achievements that Rafa Nadal has done throughout the years, they come on clay, guys. They do. It is not any coincidence why he has won French Open 13 times, and he will win it even more times than 13. It is not any coincidence. He has not won Australian Open more than 1 time. He has not won Wimbledon more than 2 times. And US Open has won 4 times, which has done great achievement to win US Open 4 times. That is great number from Rafa Nadal. So, but Federer has better numbers than Rafa Nadal. I have to be honest. He has better numbers. He has won Australian Open 6 times. He has won Wimbledon 8 times. He has won US Open 5 times. So how can I say Rafa Nadal is a better tennis player than Roger Federer when Rafa Nadal's majority of tournament wins have come on clay? He has won 60 tournaments on clay, guys. 60. And 26 outside clay. 26 tournaments. So over 60% of Rafa's tournament wins have come on clay. Over 60%. So I'm just honest. So the answer to that subscriber or that viewer, who is the better player between Roger Federer and Rafa Nadal, I have to give my slight edge to Roger Federer. I have to give. So that is, but if you compare all 3, Roger Federer, Rafa Nadal, Novak Djokovic, who is the best player of all these 3, I have to give my edge to Novak Djokovic. For me, Novak Djokovic is the best tennis player from these 3. He's the most complete tennis player from these 3. The numbers are not lying. Period, the numbers are not lying. But that doesn't mean that Novak Djokovic will end with most Grand Slam titles. That is not absolutely, that is not a must that will happen. I don't think that is necessary what will happen. I truly don't believe so. But if you compare all these three, for me, Novak Djokovic is the best tennis player from these three, and the second place is Roger Federer, and the third place is Rafael Nadal. But when it's all said and done, despite all this, Rafael Nadal still, I believe, will end with most majors when it's all said and done, because he has that French Open tournament that he's winning every single year, and he can bloody win that French Open until he's 37, 38 years old if he's healthy. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and see you next time. Peace!